Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Dave Ramsey, George Kamel, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author and co-host of the Smart Money Happy Hour. He's my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. The call is free, and some say the advice is worth exactly what you pay for it. Sarah is in Philadelphia. Hi, Sarah. What's up in your world?
Hi. I can't believe I'm talking to you. This is crazy. What a blessing. Thank you.
Well, we're honored to have you. How can we help?
Wow. Okay. So I am stuck in a apartment lease that is around 60% of my take-home pay.
What happened?
So I signed on about 3 years ago when it was around 45%. And so they've been increasing it around 10 to 15% every year. And I have to admit, I'm 30 years old, so I was around 27 when I signed on, and I wasn't very responsible with money at that time. But as I've started listening to your show, I've become, very aware. I kind of took the blindfold off and started looking at my finances. And it's just, I have this for about 11 more months, and it's really hard for me to be able to work my payoff debt journey and have any margin. So I was hoping maybe you had some advice.
When's the lease up?
So the lease is up this upcoming May.
A year?
Yeah, it's.
Where were you 2 months ago?
I was there, and the landlord gave me. She said you have a week to either find a new place to live or sign on to this increase. And if you don't sign within a week, we're going to raise it to, instead of $2,100, they'll raise it to $2,300 for the year.
Okay, and so you decide not to move.
Yeah,
Which you should have moved 2 months ago, right? That would have solved the whole problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
how many bedrooms is the apartment?
It has 2.
How many roommates do you have?
None.
You need one.
Yeah, I do.
For the next year.
I don't know if I'm able to get one, though.
Why?
Do you think a roommate would sign out on for 10 months?
Sure.
I don't know, yeah.
They'll sign on for 11 or 12.
Want a temporary something.
Have you been on any of these, there's Facebook groups to connect people, there's apps, there's all kinds of ways, or ask around to your friends. Someone's probably getting out of a lease and would love to cut their rent in half, just like you.
Yeah, I've been on a couple Facebook groups. I really haven't known what to do, so I should put a little gas in the tank.
Yeah.
For this one.
Yeah, you're going to fire it up here. You signed up 2 months ago for a mathematical suicide mission, right? And so we got to solve for that and get through the next 10 months, because I don't think the apartment complex is going to let you out of a lease. If you were in a single family and you had an individual landlord rather than a corporate landlord that's a management company, sometimes, I've got single family properties, and sometimes somebody comes to us and needs to move. We say, okay, if we can find someone to take your spot, we'll let you out. And we put the house up for rent, and we get a new tenant, and we release them as an act of mercy.
Okay.
And but usually I don't find that much with apartment complexes, because they probably have a whole bunch of other vacancies they'd rather fill rather than fill yours.
Yeah, it's a really corporate complex.
Have you read your lease agreement? I would be looking through that thing with a fine-tooth comb to see what it actually says.
Yeah, I've been looking through it. They basically said if I break my lease, I'm subject to pay out the rest of the term.
Yeah.
I picked up a side hustle, though. I typically make about $4,000 a month, but I recently started doing some freelance work, so now I'm making about $5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be able to hold me over for the rest of the term, but I don't even know, I don't know if I'm trying to think ahead, because I don't want.
What's your full-time job?
I work in marketing. I'm a marketing manager.
So what would it take to get your core income up in the meantime?
I just moved into this role. I just got a promotion. So
so your answer is side hustles and roommate to get through the 10 months. And then for God's sakes, girl, get out of there. Next time the manager says, don't, sign up, you go, no, I'm leaving like my hair's on fire.
I know. The reason I signed is I didn't have a plan when
you got till May to get you one now.
I do.
So don't be surprised.
Get a plan, get a side hustle, get a roommate, make it through till next year. You're probably going to limit the progress on your other financial goals, like getting out of debt and those other things, because you're strapped to this thing. You strapped yourself to this thing. So, so I want you to be very... You've been passive in this relationship with this landlord to this point. I want you to be very proactive with this landlord in the future, and that is, I'll go ahead and give you notice now that I'm leaving in May. And by the way, if you want to fill the apartment in the meantime, I would love you for it. Matter of fact, I'd probably pay you to do it. If you want to put somebody in here and let me out of the lease, that'd be awesome and amazing too. And but I'll go ahead and let you know now, I won't be here on renewal. No pressure tactics, no rent raises, no nothing. I am what's known as gone girl. I'm out of here. And go ahead and let them know. Go ahead and set yourself up and get yourself a plan so you're not homeless.
And you need to market this spare room like a real estate agent. I mean, you need to make this feel like the best deal in a 20-mile radius to have this room at this price and really sell it with the copy. That's what's going to get you a good roommate.
Then, interview the people like you were hiring an employee, because you are, and don't hire a crazy one. That's a good thing. So, I mean, you just got to use some proactive things in this process here, and
some urgency.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the dumbest things I've ever done, George, are when one of two things, and I've done so many dumb things. I mean, that's why I get to do this show, because I've got a PhD in DUMB. So, but I mean, usually it's around two things. One is I feel like, for whatever reason, that I'm trapped and I'm desperate.
You're painted into a corner.
And when I get desperate, instead of getting paint on my shoes, I stand there in the corner and watch it dry. And I just stay there. I get or I lunge at something dumb. Desperate usually equals stupid for me and a lot of people. And the other one is if I'm asleep at the wheel. If I'm just kind of coasting and life's good and I'm not half paying attention, and the security alarm, here's one that happened to me one time. It automatically renewed for 3 years.
Oof.
On the alarm on the house, and it was twice as expensive as it should have been. And I should have cut the stupid thing off and just with a pair of side cutters. I mean, I should have just run them off. But it had an auto renewal for 3 years. Oof. Which actually ended up costing them a lot of money because I advertised against them.
Oh boy.
Using that, so it didn't work out real well for them because they should have let me out of it. But it was my fault. Because they had an auto 3-year renewal, like her lease thing, and I was asleep at the wheel.
Pay attention.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Cruz. When it comes to life insurance, most people fall into one of two camps. The ones who make a plan to protect their family, and the ones who hope everything will just work out. But hope isn't a financial plan. When you get married or have kids, your money decisions aren't just about you anymore. Your income helps keep the lights on, pay the mortgage, and put food on the table. And if something happens to you, will your family have protection or uncertainty? Well, at Ramsey, we recommend term life insurance that 10 to 12 times your income with a 15 to 20-year term for the years that your kids are at home and your mortgage is still being paid off. That's why Winston and I have our term life coverage through Xander Insurance. They're an independent broker who works for you, shopping all the top companies to find the most competitive prices on coverage you need. Get instant quotes online in just minutes at Xander.com or call 800-356-4288 4282 to get your family protected with term life insurance. That's Xander.com or 800-356-4282.
Tiffany is in Spokane. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Good. Grateful to be on. Thanks for having me.
Certainly. How can we help?
I am struggling through baby step number 3. It feels like I'm no longer winning, if that makes sense. How do I keep going?
How much debt did you pay off?
$24,000.
How long did that take?
Just over. About 8 months. Once I got serious.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
okay, and how much are you trying to save in your baby step 3 emergency fund?
I am a single mom, so I'm trying to save for 5 months or up to 6 months, somewhere over 3. So about
how much money?
Like $9,000, like $9,200.
Okay, you want $9,000, but you did 24,000 in how many months?
8.
8. Which means that if we use that math, you would have this done in 4. What has changed?
It feels like, I think it's because paying other people, you get those wins, and I feel like paying myself, I know it sounds like a
No, but mathematically, has anything changed?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, well, you just need to emotionally treat it like a debt then.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah, I've got to do, what, you're right. I agree with you. Knocking off the smallest debt to the largest debt snowball gives you a feedback loop, and it keeps you motivated and it keeps you moving, and it's easier to do something. Pain avoidance is more motivating than pleasure seeking.
Right.
Those are the two things that motivate us, but pain avoidance is more motivating than pleasure seeking. Both things motivate humans, but this is the saving side is pleasure seeking. Wealth building is pleasure seeking, and it's not as it doesn't activate the desperation centers of the brain, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, it's less gratifying. I see baby step 3 as a financial purgatory. You're not quite building for the future. You're not quite paying. It doesn't have that like water pistol through hell vibe. You're just sort of like stacking the acorns for the winter ahead. And so it doesn't feel like you're doing anything in the moment. But what you're really doing is you are buying yourself a never go into debt again insurance plan. And insurance is not sexy. It is meant to be boring. But think about that. You're building a fortress between you and a payment ever again. That's powerful. True. That gets me excited.
So
yeah, you're right. Yeah. When I finished baby step 2, I was like, oh, I can't wait. And then I'm like, oh, it's kind of anticlimactic because you're like, yay, waiting for the fireworks to go off. And then it's like, oh, what? How do I keep going?
No one's cheering you on when you add a little bit of money to that high yield savings account.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't get to give the finger to Citibank. It's just it's not as fun.
No, it really isn't.
So I agree with you on all that. But now that we've intellectually said all that out loud, then what we do is we use our intellect to activate our will and say, all right, Will, we're going to be emotional about this and get it behind us. This is a rip the Band-Aid off thing. I'm going to take a deep breath and dive to the bottom of the pool. Here we go. And I'm going to knock this thing out right now, and I'm going to treat it with the same intensity. Even though it doesn't naturally, the intensity doesn't naturally come, I'm going to manufacture it as an act of my intellect.
Gotcha. Okay. That's, yeah,
but
saying it out loud makes me feel better.
Let me reiterate, and what George and I both said, what you're experiencing is very normal, but that doesn't mean you want to cave into it.
And that's why I wanted to add, because I'm like, how do I stay motivated? I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose this, intensity. But when every month that it's like, oh, it's barely moving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kept and I'm not a natural saver, so saving that up for me was hard. But I kept saying, okay, I'm going to turn an emergency into an inconvenience by having this.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to have an insurance policy between me and the stupid world out there that seems to have its claws out after me half the time.
When you remember the chaos that has ensued when you had an emergency when you were broke, you just remove all the power from that. Once you have an emergency fund, you go, you don't get a say.
And it's amazing. When you're broke, your life looks like a country song. Everything's an emergency. Like every stinking thing that comes up. The dog gets a hangnail. It's an emergency. I mean, everything is an emergency, you know? But all of a sudden, when you got $10,000 and no debt and room in your budget, it takes a different thing to qualify under the emergency category.
And you tend to actually have less emergencies because you're doing proper maintenance on stuff. You can cash flow a lot of these things.
Get a nicer car. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're broke, you're just desperate at every level. And so I feel you, Tiffany. It is a slog to get through.
Michael's in Houston. Hey, Michael, what's up?
Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Hey, so I am 20 years old. My girlfriend is 19, and we've been together for 4 years. And she talks to me every day about getting married. And I love that girl. I want to marry her, but I don't quite feel ready. Am I being unfair to her?
You were 16 when this started, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is like high school sweethearts.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does she have a job?
Yes, we actually work together. We're both insurance agents.
You're a 19 and a 20-year-old insurance agent.
Yes, sir.
How
What
long
kind
have
of
you been
insurance?
doing that?
So right after I graduated, I started working this job, and I got a few promotions. So now I'm a little higher up in the company, and I'm going to community college at the same time. So I've been doing this since I graduated in 2024.
What do you make?
Right now, I'm making $40,000 a year plus monthly commissions, and I also have room to grow.
Monthly commissions
depending on
amount to
how
what?
much I sell. I just got promoted, so I only got one commission bonus so far, and that was about $700 last month.
Okay. Are you living at your parents' house?
Yes, sir, I am.
Is she living at her parents' house?
No, she's living on her own, actually.
What does she make?
She makes $30,000.
Okay. All right. How much debt do you each have?
We both have no debt, luckily. We've been very blessed. And I've been listening to you. I made her read Total Money Makeover, so.
And what does she say about all that stuff?
She says, I don't like that guy.
Okay.
But she knows it's good advice, so I listen to the show about every day. I love it all.
Yeah, but is she going to be it's not the guy that matters. I couldn't give a crap whether she likes me or not. But if you guys are not aligned on how you're going to handle your money when you get married, then you're not ready to get married.
We're aligned. We've had countless conversations. About
Then
money
I'm
and
confused
God, kids,
I'm
family.
confused why she read the Total Money Makeover and hated it. If you're aligned.
Well, she liked the book, but I tried to get her to listen to the podcast, but I think she might think you're a little too stern, but that's exactly what I like to hear, though.
Yeah.
Well, the tone versus the principles is what we're trying to get after here. Does she actually believe in the principles? When you guys talk about money, is it we want to continue living debt-free, we want to build wealth for the future, we don't want debt to be a part of that, we want to do it wisely without a lot of risk?
Yes, absolutely, yes. We are 100% aligned on that fact.
And where's the pressure coming from where she's talking about marriage every single day?
She likes me a lot, I guess, and I like her a lot, too. I think she's just ready to start our life together.
Okay. Are you guys, by chance, involved in a good church?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are.
I think the two of you sit down with some of your pastors and get some counsel there as to emotionally and spiritually whether you all are ready to be married. I don't hear any reason not to be married other than you're very young. But I was just a little bit older than you when I got married, so I was 21. And I've been married 45 years.
Dave was a very mature 21-year-old. You looked older than you do today, Dave. There's some 30-year-olds that aren't as mature as you at 21. Think about that.
I think you're saying I was a nerd. I think I just called a nerd by George, of
That
all
hurts.
people.
I finally hurt his feelings, guys.
Wow. One of the biggest myths about money is that if you're winning with money, you're never supposed to spend any. That's not true. Some of the best money you'll spend is making memories with the people you love. That's why I was excited to find out about Young Washington from Angel. This movie tells the story of George Washington before he became a general or president. It's about failure, perseverance, and leadership. And it's the kind of movie that's worth seeing on the big screen. And here's the best part. Angel has made it part of a bigger and better deal. Instead of just buying tickets at the box office, you can get a premium Angel Guild membership for just $15 a month. You'll get 2 tickets to Young Washington, access to Angel's family-friendly streaming library, and free tickets to upcoming Angel theatrical releases every month. The truth is, the 2 tickets to Young Washington pay for the first month on their own. Celebrate America's 250th with a great movie this July 4th and a great deal. Sign up at angel.com/Ramsey. That's angel.com/Ramsey. Michelle is in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are you guys?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question around retirement. I'm 61 years old. I make $37.44 monthly. I have my home is paid off. All my bills are paid off, and I kind of have extra money now. I'm putting money in my Roth. I have a $500,000 401k. I have $7,000 in an HSA, and I'm just building my Roth up right now. I only have $3,000 in there, but I'm
the 3,700 is
I'm sorry.
The 3,700 a month is Social Security.
No. I'm working. I'm 61 years old. I'm working.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You said you're 61.
Okay.
I heard that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
So that's
yeah,
okay. So your question's what?
So I'm looking forward towards retirement, and I feel like I don't have a pension or anything, so I was thinking about investing in something that I could make money at, and I was looking at an Airbnb situation. I just wanted your opinion on those.
Well, have you ever had dreams of running a tiny hotel?
Yes.
Really?
I actually have.
You love that idea of changing the sheets and dealing with all the issues and the damage and the wear and tear from the party. That excites you.
Well, yeah. I don't know how you're making it sound weird. I didn't think that all through.
I'm playing it up a little bit, but Airbnb has been marketed on social media as this like get rich quick hack, and you'll make $20,000 a month if you just do this. And the truth is, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of risk. There's a lot of vacancy and issues to deal with, and your money might be better off put into the stock market if you're trying to make quote passive income.
Mm-hmm.
This is not passive at all.
No.
You're running a hotel.
Yeah, I know that. I know, but I'm looking also for something to keep me busy in retirement. I'm not going to travel the world. I don't do that stuff, so I guess I'm a little worried about being bored.
Well, I think you do what you want to do. In real estate, there is a spectrum from a hassle spectrum. And along the hassle spectrum goes the income. And so the higher the hassle and the more garbage and trash and weird people you have to put up with, the higher your rent. Okay, so let me give you an example. Mm-hmm. Some of the best rate of return on real estate is owning a trailer park. Fabulous return on investment, cash on cash. But you're running a trailer park.
Right.
Hello. Okay, I owned a bunch of lower income property, and when in my 20s, some of it was weekly rentals, about as close to Airbnb as you could have in those days. But it wasn't really they move in and out weekly. It's they paid weekly because they were irresponsible, so they didn't snort it or drink their paycheck over the weekend. They gave it to me on Friday, and that way they kept a place to live. And the weekly rentals were high hassle. Friday afternoon, lining up at the door of the office, paying us their weekly rentals. And we made seriously good money because we're renting it for 25, 30% more than we'd rented it for by the month. But we had a lot of hassle because of the type of clientele we were dealing with there. I mean, we're having to keep people from running prostitution and drug rings out of our houses, you know? It was a constant pain in the butt. Now, that's on one end of the spectrum. All the way over on the other end of the spectrum, you could buy a warehouse. That's called a triple net lease, where they pay the utilities, they pay the taxes, they pay the insurance, and they send you a rent check that's much smaller. But you will never do anything except look up in the mailbox and see a rent check. They do the maintenance. You don't do anything. But you don't make nearly as much return on investment on a warehouse as you do on an Airbnb. But the Airbnb will work your butt off. You turn yourself into a maid, changing sheets after a bachelorette party. No, thank you.
Okay.
The other part I'm seeing here,
I'm going
Michelle,
to find a different side hustle.
I don't see the money to even buy the Airbnb in these numbers.
Yeah, where are you going to pay? How are you going to pay for it?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing this right away. It's just, I'm trying to think of, you know.
Okay, I would buy some rental real estate if you want to buy some real estate and pay cash for it later on when you're ready to do this. If you did it 6 or 7 years from now, maybe you got $1 million, your $500,000 has turned into at that point, and maybe you put $300,000 or $400,000 into a rental property, and that's part of your deal. And if you want something to do, just go open a small business, have a side hustle.
You can solve the boredom without all of this.
Yeah, I personally, I'm just not a fan of the Airbnb. I think it's overhyped, overdone.
Well, the numbers are now showing there's an oversupply and not enough demand.
Well, in some areas, there's been legislation come out to stop them from happening.
Because your neighbors
don't allow you to run a hotel in the middle of a neighborhood because it's not zoned for it. And they're stopping it in some areas. So people that bought a house, got a big old payment on it because TikTok told them to be an Airbnb landlord, then now they're screwed. So now I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. If somebody wants to do that, and that's you ought to do 10 of them, and you ought to just hire 4 maids that work for you and 3 repairmen, and you plan on being over there every week, and plan on have the cops on speed dial, and then you got your Airbnb ready, set, go, and that's what you're dealing with.
TikTok doesn't tell you that part.
The neighbors are going to call you. They're going to go, "Hey, the freaking music over there, hello, it's cranked up again. This is not a rock venue. It's a house." It's just, this is the kind of stuff you're going to deal with all the freaking time. Not a fan. Not a fan.
I've seen a lot of these videos, Dave, and I know exactly where Michelle got this from because people send me these videos saying, "What do you think about this?" And it's some couple going, "We retired and we don't work anymore. We just own 17 Airbnbs and here's our numbers. We make $1 million a month and you can buy our course and we'll show you how to do it." So that's how these people are making $1 million
a month. Why are you selling a course?
That's the big question mark, everyone. Well, at least I have, not everyone.
And the course is only $3,000. So
it's
I'm going to sidestep my $1 million income, and I'll go over here and make sure for $3,000 I'm distracted.
This is a warning.
Untrue. Yeah, lied. You just lied.
They're selling you a dream.
A nightmare.
That's it.
Keep you up nights. Mm-hmm. Michael's in Miami. Michael, what's up?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call. I have an interesting dilemma. I'm trying to get some advice. Interesting thing is I work for a credit union, so I'm kind of thinking about what I would do. I recently moved from Jacksonville, Florida to Miami. I sold a house. It was free and clear. I didn't have any debts. And I bought a condominium here in Miami. Obviously, the lifestyle is a little bit higher, and the condo that I bought was $600,000. I have a mortgage right now of $154,000 because that's what was left after I sold my house in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. And I'm contemplating whether or not I should pay the mortgage off with my investments, even though I would be paying taxes and capital gains on those.
100%. I do it by nightfall.
Okay.
I've never had anybody, there's people that hate Dave Ramsey for almost everything. I mean, there's entire websites devoted to hating me. No one has ever complained that paid off their mortgage because I told them to. I've never had anybody call me back and go, "Oh, you're just so dumb, Dave." I've never heard that. They gripe at me about everything else, The Airbnb call we just got, we'll get hate mail for days from that, from some of you people that are all twisted up about that. Okay, that's fine. Get in line. But no one ever bothers us when we tell people to pay off their mortgage, man. I've never got anybody that said, don't do it. Dave's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I paid off my mortgage and then I went broke.
It can't happen
mathematically. Said no one ever.
Now, the key is, it sounds like he has non-retirement investments.
Yep.
And he can sell those. Now, hopefully it's long-term capital gains, which is going to be much lower than the short-term capital gains, taxed at ordinary income.
I'm sure
and so if that's the case, do the math. And you'll go, okay, it's 15% of whatever the gain is. I'll pay $20,000 and never have a mortgage again.
The other thing is this, Michael. The fact that you asked this question on a nationally broadcast podcast with 30 million people listening in tells me you desperately want to pay it off, and you just wanted somebody to tell you to do it. Do it.
Hey guys, healthcare is one of the biggest stress points in your budget. It's confusing, and most of the time it feels completely out of your control. But there is a better way to handle it. Christian Healthcare Ministries isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry where Christians share each other's medical bills. And it's not a new idea. CHM has been around since 1981. It's predictable and proven, and they've shared over $13 billion in medical bills for their members. Plus, you get more flexibility. There are no network restrictions, and you don't have to wait for open enrollment. Now, let's talk about how CHM helps your budget, because programs start at just $115 a month, and many families save hundreds of dollars a month compared to traditional options. So if you are tired of feeling stuck, check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. Right now, CHM is offering new members a 50% credit towards their first month of membership. Go to chministries.org/budget and use promo code Ramsey. That's chministries.org/budget and use promo code Ramsey.
So 2 years ago, for the first time, George and I did an event called Investing Essentials, and we unpacked my personal playbook on investing, and that includes why I don't invest in some things, for instance, Airbnb, like we just talked about, and but other real estate that I do invest in, and why and how I choose that, and other things like mutual funds and why I do those and why I don't do other things, and we get into the detail, and George is really good at unpacking some of that stuff as well. We're going to do our third one ever. We've only done it a couple times. September 1st and 2nd. It's a virtual 2-night event, Investing Essentials. It's the only place you get this information. We're going to go through the basics on investing for just a minute, and then we're going to go deep dive into this stuff. Tickets are $199. This year, we're going to unpack some stuff. We were just working on it earlier today. We're going to unpack some stuff on estate planning, and some stuff on legacy and a few things like that you guys have requested, because one of the things we always talk about around here, and people love to use that as their motivation, is why am I doing all these things? So that I can change my family tree.
And what does that mean? We're going to get into the nitty-gritty, nerdy details. If you've ever wanted Dave, with the formulas and the spreadsheets, this is your chance to really nerd out and learn some things.
Nerd Dave. There we go. Hey, RamseySolutions.com/events. Tickets are $199, September 1st and 2nd, Investing Essentials. Or you can click the link in the show notes if you're on podcast or YouTube. Lloyd's in Waco, Texas. Hi, Lloyd. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm doing very well. Thank you for taking my call. I hope you're doing well as also.
We are, sir.
Good. I'm a little bit nervous. I've never put our story out like this for anyone, but my wife was diagnosed with cancer, a rare cancer, 3 years ago, and we had a thriving business. I'm a lifetime entrepreneur. I've done lots of things, but we ended up about 6 months after we found out about her cancer, we were able to sell our business and make some some really good financial deposits, and so that I could, be away from that and spend time with her, because we weren't sure at that time, what we had left. So I put the money into CDs. I put some in Edward Jones' account, and here we are 3 years down the road, which we're so thankful to be there. But our living expenses were not making the money from the investments to cover our living expenses yearly. And so I'm just wondering, is there a better place that I need to put money? Or I don't really want to go back to work and start a new business. I want to be available for her. And, I'm just in this cycle of anxiety about running out of money and fear, and then heartbreak and sadness, and just all of the above is just kind of piling in. And I just started listening to your show about 3 or 4 days ago. And
you said she was diagnosed 3 years ago. So how's she doing now?
She's doing really well. We've been through 3 lines of chemotherapy and fixing to start a 4th, just kind of general chemotherapy. It's nonspecific, she's had some progression, which, she'll have progression, and then we'll have the fears that come with that. And then, we'll go and everything will be stable. And so that's a win for us, Doctors give prognosis, but that's according to them. We're believers in Jesus, and that he can intervene at any moment. And so, that's what we pray for. But the truth is, though, that as the interest rates drop, then, so does the money it's accruing, and then pulling money out. There's less money there to have interest on. And so, anyway, just
let me get a couple of other things. What's the size of the nest egg that's left?
Well, in Edward Jones, we have right at $1 million. Mm-hmm. I had 100,000 in E-Trade with CoreWeave, and that's dropped to about 65. Mm-hmm. So one of my questions is, do I sell that and put that somewhere else? Mm-hmm. I have $500,000 in a CD at a bank drawing 3.4. Mm-hmm. I want to do something.
And what
with
is
that.
Your monthly need?
Our health insurance alone is about $50,000, and I would say our monthly absolute needs, are about $120 to $140. They vary depending on if we're.
You mean $120,000 a year?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you need $10,000 a month. Okay, so we need this $1.5 million to produce $10,000 a month, and it's not.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, if it was sitting
we have no debt. We own our home. We own our land. And then in addition to that, I have a $2 million investment in the company that I sold. Mm-hmm. I reinvested with it as a larger company.
Does it create revenue monthly?
It does not. No, okay. It does not. It will only pay off when that company sells. Yeah. And I get the
There's no buyout provision.
No.
Early. You're stuck till they do what they do.
Yes, okay. But I do think it's a good investment.
I wasn't questioning that. I'm just trying to learn your terms. Okay.
Yes, no, there's no buyout.
So $1.5 million is what you have available to you that's not in retirement accounts?
That's correct. It's not in retirement accounts.
Yeah, $1.6 million actually. Yeah, with the 100,000. No, the 100,000 down to 65. But yeah. All right. So if it made 10%, you'd be fine.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, and the S&P 500 averages more than that. And for the past 5 years, it's averaged way more than that. This year, it's up 10% year to date.
Yes.
So your investments are that portion of your portfolio is underperforming what you need it to.
Yes.
Do you know what you're invested in?
Well,
in that
I don't have it all in one. I do not. I have a copy of what it's invested in, but
as a group, this stuff is underperforming the S&P, which it should, because you got 500 in a CD, so it should be.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I'm you, I'm moving it more to market rates of return and conservative mutual fund investing that has long track records that's going to get the portfolio performing at a rate that doesn't burn you up. I think it'll run in perpetuation.
Okay.
But the problem is you got at least a third of it. Well, I mean, that E-Trade account sucks beyond belief. That's horrible. But nothing should be down 35% in this world that we're in right now. So that was just a horrible thing there. But that's aside. It's a small amount. But I mean, if that 565,000 plus that million at Edward Jones goes to work to the tune of 10% a year, that's $160,000 a year.
Correct.
Yeah. And so what I want you to do is probably get a second set of eyes on this other than who you've had, and go to Ramsey Solutions and click on SmartVestor for SmartVestor Pro in your area, and sit down with them and with the heart of a teacher and say, I need this $1.5 million to conservatively, without taking huge amounts of risk, to produce enough to feed our family while we go through this cancer battle. And I think you can. I think it can. And then they need to teach you, what risk you are taking, what marketplace risk is there. And, but if the marketplace average is 11% and you pull off 10, it'll run hypothetically forever, right? But you don't need it to run forever, because either we're going to have some healing this side of heaven or some healing in heaven, and then there's going to be a resumption of your life at that point. You're not going to be fighting the same thing 15 years from today. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, one way or the other. No, it could be fortunately. She could get healed. Like you said, Jesus could touch her.
Yes.
And
and I hope he does.
Yeah, I do too. Or he could touch her and let her sit beside him and wait on you. Those are the two options. That's what one of those two things is going to happen, not a 15-year slog.
You're in better shape than you think. You just need a clear plan of what we're going to do with this money.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys are going through this. What a horrible thing. And to have to sit and do math and figure out stuff in the middle of all this emotion. Wow. Yeah, sit down with a SmartVestor Pro at Ramsey Solutions. They'll help you put together a portfolio that'll work on this. This one isn't working.
As a dad of young kids, I'm starting to think a lot more about the world they're growing up in and how I'll help them make sense of it as they get older. And that's why I like World Watch, a video news service for preteens and teens. Because one thing I know for sure, if you don't teach your kids how to understand the world, somebody else will. And these days, that could be TikTok, YouTube, Instagram influencers, or whoever happens to show up in their social media feed. World Watch's 10-minute videos help young people understand what's happening in the world through a Christian worldview without all the outrage, negativity, and noise that is everywhere these days. The reporting is factual, engaging, and designed specifically for preteens and teens. And World Watch creates opportunities for something every family needs more of: meaningful conversations. Instead of just reacting to headlines, kids learn how to think about what's happening in the world, and parents get a chance to keep those conversations going at home. Because when my kids are old enough, I want them informed, not overwhelmed. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial. Just go to worldwatch.news/Ramsey or use promo code Ramsey to get started. That's worldwatch.news/Ramsey.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. I'm Dave Ramsey. George Kamel, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host. Amy is in Detroit. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for taking my phone call.
Sure. What's up?
So my overall question is mostly to do with my son. He's going to be a senior going off to college here in another year. My husband and I know we can financially cover his tuition, room and board for college, but I fear that, one, it's not teaching him financial responsibility, because obviously the money comes from somewhere. But on the flip side of it, am I putting him in a massive hole when I could easily cover it? There's also a little caveat to it where I do have a bulk amount of money set aside, but was given to me by a deceased parent, and so I'm a little tied to that money, unfortunately. So I go back and forth.
Okay. Well, the last part of it is up to you to figure out. There's not a Ramsey answer to you being tied emotionally to an inheritance situation. That's something you need to work through, and you obviously are. We paid for our 3 kids' college and room and board. All 3 of them, however, were financially responsible and knew how to work, and were not entitled brats. They did know the value of a dollar before they went to college.
Right.
If the guy's a senior and by now he hasn't learned it, not paying for his college is not going to fix him. It's too late.
Well, he has a job, and we talk to him a lot about being financially responsible. We give him an allowance, and it's not that much. Mm-hmm. And when his money ran out, I didn't just put money into his account and say,
Good.
You know what I mean? Have at it. He had to get a job, which he now has a job and all that good stuff. It's just a very much different upbringing than what I had to deal with and had to do
my parents didn't have any money, so I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Right,
and
exactly.
It wasn't like there was an option here. So with our 3, we had them at the stage they were juniors and seniors operating their own checking accounts and doing a monthly budget that they lived on money that we gave them for for normal teenage operations because we're still their parents, and money that they earned, and we looked over their shoulder at that budget and helped them learn the skill of living on a set plan their junior and senior year of high school, so that when they went to college, we said, all right, we're writing a check for the tuition, we're writing a check for the dorm. In addition to that, you're going to get this small amount for campus living, and that you better have a budget for that, and you better maintain that. And if you want a $200 set of shoes, this isn't going to cover it, so you're going to need to get a job while you're in college. And all 3 of mine at different times did do different things, either in the summers and or while they were there, and worked jobs while they were in college. So but what that was the fulfillment of something we'd already been working on, rather than a lesson that they were learning there. They were living out the lessons that they'd already learned.
Yep.
And so it didn't ruin them. All 3 of them are productive adults today.
I think I know that he will be fine, and he's one of 3. So I've got 2, and that's the other thought. I've got 2 more kids behind him, and the money only will go so far, correct? Mm-hmm. So
then we need to choose, we need to budget that out.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, you're going to this school. I'm paying for it, so you're going to this school. We don't need to go on a college tour because we're not going there.
Right.
You don't need to traverse the country. So have you guys had those conversations thus far?
He's a very smart kid. So there's a very great possibility that he will get some sort of scholarship.
Great. That's even better.
Yeah. And, my husband and I we max out our 401ks. We have quite a bit in our 401k. So I feel retirement-wise, we're fine. It's just this cash that, is kind of set aside. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is it the smartest thing to do?
How much is set aside for college specifically?
Just like right now, $300,000.
That's plenty.
No, not for 3 kids. It's not.
For him to get through.
No.
So if he goes to a state school, let's say, you might burn a third of that.
Yes.
That's reasonable.
Correct.
And then the next kid, hey, you're going to go to a state school, and we're going to pay for it, and you got to finish in 4 years.
You get scholarships and work while you're there. Nothing wrong with all of that. That's all a good plan. But the biggest problem we run into with college students is that are with parents in this situation, Amy, is they don't ask the question that you're asking, and they don't use any common sense. And they go, well, my kid told me he was going to this school that we can't afford. And I'm like, well, see, there's your problem. My kid didn't tell me stuff. I told my kid stuff. You get that backwards, right? This is what you're going to do. And because I'm paying for it. And if you don't want me to pay for it, then you can do a lot of stupid stuff if you want to. But if I'm paying for it, this is what we're going to do, because this is what's good for you. And it's what's in the family budget and what makes good common sense and so on. You're going to study something that is actually usable. You don't need to get a degree in left-handed puppetry or German polka history. You'll end up being a barista. No, with a 4-year degree. No, thank you. That's not the plan. And so no reason to go to college if you're going to do that. We can save all that money and just buy a lot of coffee for you. You know what I mean?
If you're taking the family on a vacation, you guys get to decide. The kids don't get to say, well, I want to go to Paris. All right, I guess we're going to pay to go to Paris. You decide as the parent if you're paying for it.
That's a good point.
So there's a lot of things in life, and you give the kid carte blanche. Of course, they're going to go, well, I want to go to this school across the country that's
where my
out-of-state
girlfriend
tuition.
is going. This is how they picked a college. Where my girlfriend is going. And 3 weeks after they're there, she breaks up with him.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Because you followed your girlfriend to freaking Minnesota. Give me a break.
Then she realized, oh, I got a lot of options. He wasn't the only girl at the dance. That's personal, Dave. It's personal.
Did that come up, George?
I think so. Yeah, that happened to me.
And dancing's a problem.
It's a rite of passage, not the dancing part.
Not the
getting
dancing. Okay.
broken up with after you chase a girl across the country.
Did you really do that?
I think I accidentally did. I moved south, and I had a girlfriend who was from the south.
Yeah.
So I think that
you
was
told
part
people
of it.
God told you to do it, though, right?
Oh gosh, that was my least favorite words. After a summer camp, she breaks up with you.
God told me to go to Tennessee because that's where she is.
And I go, why didn't he tell me? Why was I not a part of this conversation? I feel like I should get a vote too. Oh, man. That's brutal. This got dark real quick.
Oh, it did. It went downhill fast, George.
But back to the caller's question. It's not virtuous to let your kid go into student debt because you don't want them to become entitled.
No.
They're not going to have a better work ethic just because they went to debt.
You'll get backwards there. That's going to take you places you don't want to go.
You are giving them the right kind of advantage if you do that, and they already have the character to carry.
Yeah. But just involve them and go, hey, all of us have limits. We're not in Congress, so we have limits.
I'm all about practical ways to save time and mental energy, especially during the summer when life gets busy. Between vacations, camps, deliveries, travel plans, online shopping, and trying to keep everyone organized, my mental load can get pretty full. That's one of the reasons why I love Delete Me. Most people don't realize how many data broker sites have their information online, like old addresses, phone numbers, and even family connections. And that can put you at risk of being a target for spammers and scammers. But removing all of it yourself can turn into a giant project. That's why Delete Me is amazing, because Delete Me handles it for you. Their privacy team of experts removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker sites, and they keep monitoring it throughout the year. So far, Delete Me has saved me about 90 hours I would have spent myself removing my information. And honestly, it feels so good knowing that someone is in the background helping me, and I don't even have to think about it. So this summer, give yourself a vacation with one less thing to manage. Get 20% off annual plans at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey. That's joindeleteme.com/Ramsey.
Since we started this show 35 years ago and started teaching classes and doing live events and writing books, our goal has simply been this: to set you free from debt so that you can build wealth, so that you can be outrageously generous, retire with dignity, and change your family tree. So what is the shortest distance between where you are and wealth. What's the fastest methodology? Is it crypto? Nope. Is it day trading? No. Is it whole life insurance? No. And you know this if you've listened to the show more than 13 seconds. We've already would have covered. Is it leasing a car? No. So what are the things that cause you to build wealth? Well, getting out of debt, being on a plan, being in agreement with your spouse, getting an emergency fund in place, and systematically investing in your 401k and getting your home paid off. And those are the baby steps that we walk you through to get there in detail. Total Money Makeover book, over 20 million copies now, outlines exactly how to do that. And for the last several years, every dollar, our budgeting app has been holding your hand and helping you track the progress and follow the fastest, most efficient method to go from where you are to wealthy, called the Ramsey Plan. It's personalized recommendations, coaching for your situation, and tracks your progress. So check out every dollar. You can download it for free in the App Store or Google Play. Dylan is in Springfield, Illinois. Hey, Dylan, what's up?
Hey, Dave. My question is how do I have a intelligent conversation with my mom about credit and credit cards? She's a realtor. She has a 850 credit score, and she has for a long time. And she wants me to get a credit card as soon as I turn 18. And my thing is I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have the temptation in my pocket. So how can I have that how can I have that talk with her about credit cards? Also, I own 2 businesses, and I do not want it to seeping into them.
Okay. There's not an intelligent conversation you can have with her. She has made up her mind.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
And so the best thing to do is just not have a conversation about it. And when you're 18, just don't do it.
Okay, that's yes, I agree with you, but
you don't have to convince her in order to not do it.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to listen to it for the rest of my life.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Just mom, I'm not gonna. I've got relatives that I love dearly that vote wrong.
That's fair.
And I'm not going to have a discussion with them about it because they vote wrong, and they voted wrong their whole life. They have a screwed up political view, and they think I do. And so in the name of love, we don't discuss it.
Yes, sir.
They're not going to change. I'm not going to change because I'm right.
So then how would I want to buy a house. I have a good down payment saved up. How would I, without her help, because obviously she wants me to go through the FICO score, how would I get a mortgage then? And that's not a balloon loan because I do not want to, I do not want a balloon loan.
Well, George,
Sure.
You've done it twice.
Yeah, it's called manual underwriting. And fun fact, before the 90s, this is how all loans were underwritten. They didn't have the FICO score to make it more automated. So all you need is 12 months of on-time rental payments. So you can do that while living at home. You can do that while living on your own. You're going to need some alternative trade lines like your utility bills. So cell phone bills, insurance bills, on-time, regular payments. That's what they're looking for. And then a strong down payment. And you're going to be in better shape than most people.
A steady job.
Yeah, they want to show income, your tax returns.
If you're self-employed and you own 2 businesses, you're going to have 2 years tax returns.
2 years, okay.
Which you have to have with a high FICO score too, by the way, self-employed.
Yeah.
So that doesn't affect it. But it's just going to take a real person
and
looking at it.
You're not even 18, so you don't even need to worry about any of this, Red.
Well, we always have this conversation, so it's always been like a back and forth.
Quit having the conversation.
It sounds like you're going to move out as soon as you turn 18.
I'm going to try to. She doesn't want me to, but I want to.
Yeah. So you have come to the correct conclusion. She has not, and that's okay. It's all right. I got lots of friends that one of my friends leased a car the other day and brought it over, show it to me. How stupid is that? But what did I do? You think I'm going to trash the guy?
You went, cool car, man.
I went,
nice.
Cool car, man. It's a nice car. And I go back in the house and I go, what in the world is he thinking? But anyway.
He's not looking for advice. He's looking for
He was looking for affirmation.
A friend
for
to
his
go, cool car.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into how he did not ask. I quit answering questions people don't ask.
That's wisdom.
You know, it's that
Can you
simple.
imagine?
So, you know, you didn't ask me about who you're supposed to vote for. I won't tell you. It's okay. You know, you don't ask me about this. I'm not going to tell you. And that's the problem. She's answering questions that weren't asked. And, but yeah, so.
You've decided your values. She decided hers. No one's going to change.
So let's go back, though, for the sake of everybody else listening, not for Dylan, but for the sake of everybody else listening. The FICO score is an algorithm that mathematically is made up of 5 components. All 5 components, how you interact with debt. The type of debt you have is one. How much debt you have is another. Whether you pay your debt on time is another. Whether you have too much debt is another. And those are the components that derive your FICO score. So 100% of the FICO score is how you interact with debt. It's an I love debt score mathematically. And if you love debt and you continually want to go into debt, you need to build your FICO score. If you're not going to go into debt and you don't want to give the bank all your money, and instead you'd rather invest it and keep it, then you don't need a FICO score. It is not a measure of your financial wisdom. It is not a measure of the growing net worth. It is not a measure of your income. My grandpa could die and leave me $2 million today. My FICO score does not change one dime unless I use that to pay off some debt. It doesn't change a dime. Doesn't change 1 point. An 850 FICO score simply means you borrowed money like you're freaking in Congress, and you pay it back, and you love the bank so much you just play kissy face all the time with Bank of America, so you got an 850 FICO score. So when somebody says, Dave, I have an 850 FICO score, I always look at them and go, I'm so sorry. That cost you at least $100,000 in interest to get there, because you've been paying a lot of interest all these years. No, I just pay my payments on time. What do you think the interest is, Duber? It's built into your payments, stupid.
It's the wrong game to play. It has nothing to do with your net worth, nothing to do with your income, where you're going financially. It just says
you need
I haven't
to
been
get
bad with debt.
a credit card so you can grow your FICO score. Why? So I can borrow money on my car so I can grow my FICO score. Why? So I can borrow money from my student loans. Why? So I can grow my FICO score so I can get a house. Why? So I can go into debt, go into debt, go into debt. It's like a dog chasing its tail. And all of America has bought off on this freaking lie that the banking system has sold you. And so now you've got Samuel L. Jackson, an actor, saying, what's in your wallet? Money, because I'm not messing with you people.
It's amazing how that works.
It's amazing. So, you know, what's in my wallet ain't got anything to do with any of that crap. So Dylan is actually right. Oh, and by the way, George explained you can buy a house on a mortgage without a FICO score. And everything else you should be paying cash for. And you should pay off your house as fast as you can. And if you can pay cash for your house, you should pay cash for it.
And then you really have no reason to ever care again.
Which is kind of where I've been for like 30 years.
It makes me happy that you could buy the apartment complex, but they wouldn't let you rent there. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that is funny.
Oh, Dave,
your FICO score, Dave, is undeterminable. You don't have a FICO score, Dave. You can't rent here. I know I can write a check and buy the whole thing, but I can't rent there because some idiot that makes $26,000 a year has a boss in Atlanta. You know?
What I wouldn't pay to watch that interaction.
It's just, I mean, this is the thing. This is how dumb this system is.
It's broken.
It has nothing to do with your wealth. It has everything to do with how much money you have given to a bank, a car company, a credit card company, a student loan. This is where your FICO score comes from. It's kind of a measure of how debt dumb you've been. It's your debt dumb score.
Rename it.
If you run a business, you already know this. Bad information leads to bad decisions. And right now, AI is everywhere. But AI is only as good as the data behind it. The best AI is built on the best data. That's why I recommend NetSuite. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP, and more than 43,000 businesses run on it, including us here at Ramsey Solutions. Their AI isn't bolted on, it's built in. And it connects everything that runs your business. Accounting, inventory, customer data, all in one place. Because when your numbers are connected, AI actually works like it's supposed to. NetSuite's AI helps flag cash flow problems, spot inventory issues, close your books faster, and cut down on manual reporting. If your revenue is at least 7 figures, go to netsuite.com/Ramsey for a free product tour. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Cindy is in Chicago. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Way better than I deserve. How are you?
Just the same. What's up?
Nice. I am 55 years old. I currently pay about 40% of my take-home in rent, and I was wondering if it makes sense to get a mortgage that would be maybe $100 more than I'm spending right now.
How much debt do you have?
0, thanks to you.
Good for you. I didn't pay it. You did. Congratulations.
Thanks for
How much you
teaching me.
got saved for your down payment?
Only $10,000.
Ooh, okay. What do you make?
I make between $62,000 and $67,000 a year.
And what's your career trajectory look like? Is it going to increase your income?
It can. I almost died a few years ago, chose to go back to waiting tables because I love it. I'm actually making more money than I was managing restaurants, but I can always go back into management. And I can also pick up extra shifts if I need some extra money.
Okay. All right. Well, the reason we tell folks to have a house payment or a mortgage or a rent down around 25% of your take-home pay, not of your income, but of your take-home pay after taxes only, not 401k and not health insurance, but just after taxes, is because we want you to have the wiggle room in your budget to be able to build wealth and invest, and to be able to save up and buy the next car, and to be able to save up for Christmas. But if you pinch your budget with a house payment that's a high percentage of your take-home pay, people call that house poor. Economists say you squeezed out your disposable income, means the same thing, right? You just pinched yourself and you left no room. And then if something comes up, then people feel forced into debt to cover the next thing that comes up. And that's what we want to avoid.
Yeah, renting right now, I know it feels like you're throwing away money, but you're buying yourself some patience and reducing your risk. Because home ownership has its own headaches, plus all the fees if you need to buy or sell. And so I don't want you to get into this thing thinking that you're trading one bad thing for a great thing. Home ownership is great, but 43% of your take-home pay for the foreseeable future is going to put you in a bind.
That's going to put you in and out.
I've been doing that for the last 5 years because I'm in the Chicago suburbs, and rent is about 40% of my take-home.
Well, I'm just telling you, mathematically, and you have $10,000.
Well, I
I
have
rest my
$10,000
case.
for a down payment, and I have 10 fully funded emergency fund.
Okay. How much is in the emergency fund?
$10,500.
Okay. And so in 4 years, you came up with $20,000. So
yes,
that's good. That's better than most people. But if you had a more reasonable percentage of your income going, it's what we're pointing out. And you can't use the argument, I live in Chicago, math doesn't count here. Math counts in Chicago. It has to math wherever you are, whether you're in Manhattan or you're in Silicon Valley or you're in Chicago, or whether you're in Woodbury, Tennessee, out in the middle of nowhere. The math still has to math. You still got to figure out something to do there. And so
you need to pull some different levers. And one might be, I can't live in Chicago. I'm going to move to the suburbs if home ownership is a real dream, or I'm going to make more money. Those are all things you can do, but I wouldn't go about this plan.
I would not sign you up for 43%. I agree with George. I like where you are, and I think you're doing a good job overall, especially considering how you pinched yourself here. I mean, you got this thing pretty tight. And so I don't want to sign up the permanent version of that without seeing some kind of income increasing or price decreasing. So I'm going to be shopping and thinking about what's my commute going to look like if I go out to an area that I can actually afford. And there are areas in the Chicagoland area that people can afford That may not be where you want to be. I don't blame you for that, but that's
Got to
there.
watch out. Those Illinois property taxes will get you.
Yeah, for sure. Megan's in Philadelphia. Hey, Megan, what's up?
Hey, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
So I'm wondering if I should sell my car to eliminate my my car debt. I am currently $36,000 in debt. About $10,500 of that is my car debt. $9,000 is my student loan, is my credit card, and the rest is student loans. But I'm wondering, I drive a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, and I have 93,000 miles on it. I only bought it 4 years ago, and I think I can get about $18,000 to $19,000 for it.
What do you make?
And what was that?
What do you make?
I'm an on the road salesperson, so I drive a lot. But I should make about $98,000 this year.
Okay, all right. If you really tightened down your budget and lived on beans and rice and beans, and quit going out to eat and quit doing any vacationing, and you just worked all the time, how fast could you clear up your $36,000, making $90,000 by yourself?
So I over the last few months, I've paid a little over $10,000.
Yay!
On my credit cards. Yeah,
So like $3,000 a month? Could you do that consistently?
Yeah, I've been exactly. I've been about $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be 1 year.
So less than 12 months, you'll be debt free if you keep up this pace, which means if you like the car,
Exactly.
keep the car.
Okay, because I do really like the car, but I've been listening to you guys lately. I'm really focused on just getting rid of all this debt.
Yeah, if our rule of thumb is two things. One is if your car, all of your cars, anything you own vehicle with wheels and or motors or batteries, any of that stuff goes down in value. If the total of all that stuff you own that's going down in value is more than half your annual income, you have too much tied up in things that are going down. You don't have that. The second rule of thumb we use is, can you be debt-free without selling the car inside of 2 years? You can.
Okay.
You can.
Right.
And so, and then the third thing is, do you like the car? If you want to sell the car anyway because the thing sucks, that's fine. That's a different discussion. But what you're saying is, do I need to do this to be financially wise? No, you don't. You keep the car and you pay it all off in a year.
Okay, because that's what I was thinking. I could kickstart the just getting into my student loans and paying them off, because I would like to buy a home soon.
It will kickstart it, but it will only kickstart it by about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
You'll free up that payment
and you got to have something to drive because you drive for a living.
Exactly.
So you got another problem then. So the kickstart's minimal. Would I trade 4 months for this? No. I think you're doing such a good job already. $3,000 a month knocking off debt. Way to go. I would just stay on that track and, just go as fast and as hard as you can go. And where your broke friends are making fun of you like you joined a cult.
Right.
What's your car payment?
It's $490 a month.
Well, here's a challenge. If you can figure out how to spend less and make more to the tune of $490, you've essentially freed up that car payment. So that's an interesting scenario. Challenge yourself to go, what can I cut out of my budget to shave off a car payment?
Costco samples for dinner.
I've seen that video. That was a pretty hilarious one.
That's funny.
It's the affordability crisis. This guy's going to Costco to eat from the free samples.
Pretty funny stuff.
Might as well get the $1.50 hot dog at that point.
Yeah, just might as well just lean into it while you can there.
Yeah. But you know what I love about this is her willingness to sacrifice was everything. That tells me she's actually going to get out of debt.
She's going to win. 5 years from today, she's going to be in a completely different place financially and emotionally than she's ever been in her life because of the trajectory she set herself on 3 months before she called us.
Yeah.
And then all we did was say, keep going, go girl, go girl.
It's pretty rare we tell you not to sell the car. Usually someone's fighting on us of why they won't sell it, and that tells me it's going to be a tough ride to get them out of debt.
No
But she's
pun
going,
intended.
I'm willing to win. I'm going to pay a price to win, including selling this car that I love, driving a beater across the country just to get out of debt a little bit faster.
Yeah.
That's the energy you need.
That's the mentality instead of like, I'm going to keep this and I'm going to keep this.
I need something reliable and nice.
I want to keep that.
It's got
I
heated
have to have
seats.
something safe.
It's the heated seats.
You're killing me.
And ventilated now. Even the steering wheel now is heated.
I grew up where the only airbag was your mother-in-law.
Oh, gosh.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Summer is a time when people escape. Whether it's relaxing or going on vacation, we've all been told this lie that if we could just escape from it all, everything will magically work itself out. But here's the thing. A vacation won't fix what you won't face. If you're anxious, if you're burned out, or you're struggling, these problems will be waiting for you when you get home. This is why I recommend talking to somebody, and this is why I recommend BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy that fits into your life. You can talk with a licensed therapist by phone, video, or messaging from anywhere. No commuting, no sitting in a waiting room, just a safe place to process what's actually going on in your life. All of BetterHelp's therapists follow a strict code of conduct, and you can message your therapist and schedule sessions right in the app. If it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists anytime for no extra cost. Don't ignore what's coming to the surface. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop trying to escape and start dealing with your challenges. Go to BetterHelp.com/Ramsey to get 10% off. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ramsey.
Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. If you miss your private student loan payments, it can get your budget stuck in neutral. Why Refi helps borrowers explore fixed-rate refinancing and payments based on what you can afford so you can start moving forward again. No neutral, forward. Visit whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Might not be in all states.
Today's question comes from David in Missouri. Together, my wife and I earn $85,000 a year, and we have been using the debt snowball to pay off debt. The only debts we have left are $35,000 on 2 cars and $85,000 on our mortgage. Would getting a $40,000 extension on our home loan to pay off both vehicles be a good idea? We would then put every extra dollar we have toward the principal balance. Is there something I'm overlooking, or does this make sense financially? Well, you're just moving the debt around, so it's going to increase your loan payment to the tune of that $40,000 balance. So no, I would not do this. It feels like you did something, but you just played a little shell game.
Yeah, it's the same question of would I borrow on a home equity loan to pay off my cars? Well, you didn't pay them off. You moved your cars onto the home.
It's like getting a HELOC to pay off your car payments. Well, now you got a HELOC payment to deal with variable rates.
Here's what's interesting. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if I listen to my own words, they reveal to me how stupid I'm being. Because my words are coming out of my heart, not my brain, and I go, wait a minute. So listen to this. I'm going to pay off my cars by not paying my house. That's not paying off your cars. You're lying to yourself.
You're just going
moving
backwards.
The debt. I'm going to pay off my debt by getting a home equity loan. No, you're not. You're lying to yourself. You're going to move your debt from your credit cards to your home equity loan, which means you went and bought a steak at the restaurant on a credit card, and now you refinanced it into your home, so you're going to finance your steak over 30 years. Talk about refinancing a depreciating asset.
Oof. That's long gone.
David is with us in Greenville, South Carolina. Hi, David. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So recently divorced in the last 3 years. Just kind of financially starting at zero again. And between child support and credit card debt that I took on in it, I cannot find any motivation to save money. It feels kind of fruitless, whether it's an expense that comes up or spending it to take my kids on a modest vacation. And I'm trying to figure out where to start.
How long were you married, David?
That I had before this, 10 years.
Why were you divorced?
She left. We both raised our kids in the Christian faith, and about 2 years before she left, she kind of walked away from the faith and ultimately they thought she could find a better life at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. And the divorce was final 3 years ago, right?
A year and a half. Exactly. 3 years ago was when she left.
Okay. Can I tell you what I just heard you tell me?
Yeah.
This is still so fresh for you. Your heart was destroyed by this. She took it out of your chest and walked all over it. Not only did she abandon the faith that you and her had agreed to, but she abandoned the commitment that she had made to you, and you are not even close to over it. And that's why you don't have any motivation. Your heart is still broken. And you have not had any healing this side of the divorce yet. That's what I heard. Am I wrong?
I mean, I definitely don't disagree that there's healing that will be continual for a very long time. I think that I'm a little bit pragmatic and understanding, like accepting that this isn't what she wanted, and so that part was easier to deal with. I think the kids is the big heartbreak part for me over everything. And so I think, financially, like my money goes, and it's not anything crazy. It's, taking them out.
So what do you make a year?
Our weekend together. I make about 70.
Okay. And how much credit card debt did you take on when she walked off from you?
I took on all of our credit card debt so that I could essentially buy more time with my kids, which is $50K.
Well, that's a lie you told yourself. The court decides how much time you get with your kids, not whether you take on credit card debt.
Well, no, I mean, we negotiated.
I know. You negotiated and you lost. It wasn't because you traded $50K for your kids. That's not true. You lost the negotiation. Yeah. That's all that's true. So anyway, you took on $50K in credit card debt. You got $70,000 income. You got your heart trampled on, and you feel hopeless. Of course. That's normal. That just makes you a human being. I think it's going to take you a little while to get your fight back, to get your swagger back, to get your... I'm going to grit my teeth, and I'm going to come out swinging, and I'm going to knock this stuff out, and I'm going to go have a great life. The second chapter of David's life is going to be a great chapter. But you're not there yet. I hear too much sadness in your voice. Do you hear it, George?
Yeah. David, this is going to be really tough until you get some healing. And it would be weird if you called in and you were like, man, I'm so motivated. I'm doing great. You went through a really difficult thing, and the financial math is hard to look at too. $50,000 in credit card debt with that interest, it is crushing to look at that. But you can start taking those little baby steps, getting on the budget, living on less than you make, even while paying the child support. It might take you longer than the average person.
Working extra. What can I sell? What am I holding on to that looks like the past that I don't need to hold on to? And get this mess cleaned up. But it's going to require a level of energy that you frankly don't have right now, because there's just sadness in the air. And that's not a put down. It just means you're human. You got the snot kicked out of you, man. It's like you were in a car wreck and you're still in intensive care and you're going, but I'm feeling pretty good. Well, not really. And so you're just still in intensive care. So if I'm you, I'm going to sit down with my pastor, with the therapist, begin to continue to talk about this, learn how to grieve this kind of major life event. And the further it gets in your rearview mirror from a healing perspective, not a time perspective, from a healing perspective, the more energy and hope you will have towards the future. But it's real easy to just sit in the acid of this and play it over and over and over and over in your head, like you have for the last, actually 2.5 years, with the divorce being current or being final 1.5 years ago. So none of that's a put down, honey. It's just meeting you where you are. I understand. I'm scared for you. I hate it for you. I'm sad for you. I'm mad with you. It's a horrible process that you and these kids have gone through. However, there is a great second chapter. And what is it? When the sun comes out, his mercies are new every morning. His steadfast love is something you can count on. And got a plan for you. And it's not to bring you harm, but to bring you hope. And those are all true, very true things for you and for me. And so when Sharon and I went through that bankruptcy, I was the same way. It took me about 2 years to quit talking about it as if it just happened 20 minutes ago. Because it took me that long to get
in your mind.
Well, I had to get it. I had to get the filth out of my system.
You ruminate on
And
all
you
that
just
was.
you just sit in the filth, man. And when you go through a major life mess like that, and I'm like, and as soon as I started talking about the bankruptcy like it was way in the distant past, that's when I started realizing, oh, okay.
That was a different Dave back there.
It's a different version, But if you're talking about it like it happened yesterday and it was 4 years ago, then that tells me I'm still back there sitting in the filth.
Yeah.
And that's a normal process to grieve and to go through the steps of grief and a reset of your life when you go through a tragedy that was self-imposed or otherwise. In his case, otherwise. In my case, I caused it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter really where it came from. It's still, you went through the car wreck, right? You still went through the time in intensive care before you could get up and walk with a walker. And then you get up and you move a little bit more, and whatever metaphor we want to use, right? But you just go into, physical therapy, and you eventually, in this case, you go into emotional therapy, and you eventually get more and more and more healing. And you understand what part you played in it and what part they played in it, and you can't control either one. They're both in the past.
A lot of banks are happy to hold your money, but Fairwinds Credit Union helps you make progress. Most people spend years focusing on their financial goals and never stop to ask whether their bank is helping them get there or just holding on to their money. The real goal is building an emergency fund, paying cash for your next car, saving for a home, looking at your finances and actually feeling some peace. That's why I love Fairwinds. Their Smart Bundle gives you up to 10 free high-yield savings accounts to help you stay organized as you save for different goals. Plus, early direct deposit and no monthly fees. And you get support from real people who want to help you win with money. You can even get the Ramsey Debt is Normal, Be Weird debit card, which is linked to your free Fairwinds Spend Smart checking account to tell the world you think differently about money. So look, if you're working the baby steps, your bank should be helping you move toward financial freedom, not just park your cash. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to open your Smart Bundle and start making progress today. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. George Kamel, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Celia is with us in Tucson. Hey, Celia, how are you?
Hi, Dave. My name is Celia. Like I'm going to sell you something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I goofed it up. I apologize. Celia.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's a really unique name.
Got it. Celia. Okay.
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
So I am probably going to be getting engaged next month. Long story short, I picked out my own ring and asked my boyfriend, is the engagement going to be happening before September so I can kind of prepare myself? And he said yes. So it's either happening this month or next month. And I was originally, I actually just found you a couple of weeks ago, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's been less than a month. And me and my boyfriend are both on baby step 2 and paying off the debt. I have about $5,000 in medical debt, but combined our debt is about we've paid off $2,000 in the last 2 weeks, so we're at about $20,000 between the both of us. My question to you is, I was planning on going back to school in January to become an ultrasound technologist, and I still get federal financial aid. So not necessarily student loans, but actual grants and things like that, since I'm a first-generation college student. And I have already been to some schooling. The program that I want to go to is 22 months. And so we were planning on not getting married until I was done with school. The issue is I don't know if all of my financial aid will cover the cost of this 22-month program. And so I don't know if I will need a student loan at some point. And so I don't really know what to do. I don't know if I should pay off all of this debt, which I don't think I'll be done with before the program starts in January. I'm not officially signed up for it yet.
How much do you make now?
But yeah, I make about $3,000 a month. I'm a server.
And how much
The
does he
issue
make
is,
now?
though,
How much does he make now?
He makes our combined income.
No,
is
you're not combined yet. How much does he
96,000,
make?
so I know. Just a little more than me. About $450 a month. I mean, 4,500, 4,000.
Okay, so he
500
makes over $50K, and you make about 36.
Right.
Okay, and so you're going to have an $85,000 household income, and you'll have no debt or very close by January. Let's say you were married by then, as an example. Okay, just to run the math out, and how old are you guys?
I'm so sorry. Can you say that one more time?
How old are you two?
Oh, I am 22 and he's 25. The issue is I honestly have a lot of medical issues, and one of those things is I have a progressive hearing loss disorder. So they expect that I may not be able to hear at all before I'm 30. Is my prognosis.
And you're how old again? You cut out when you told me how old you are. 26.
I'm
22.
I'm 22.
Okay.
I'm 22.
So hypothetically, you will lose your hearing in 10 years.
In the next 8 years.
Assuming the technology and medical advances don't help you with that. Okay. Given current known knowledge. Okay. And what does was it MRI or X-ray technologist?
Yeah, ultrasound.
Ultrasound. What does an ultrasound technologist make?
Honestly, I should know. I would make about this just less than a nurse. So whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm seeing it can range 30 to 40 bucks an hour. So you're talking 60 to 70, even 80 a year. Okay,
and what does this class cost?
So for the full 22-month program, it's just under $60,000 for books, everything. Mm-hmm. Everything is included in that $60,000.
The one place so far that you've priced it.
It's the only place in my town that offers this program. Mm. So I would have to go through this specific medical
What does your
institution
boyfriend do for a living?
He's a general manager of a restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, sometimes when I've got things jumbled up like this in my life, I always go back to the old how do you eat an elephant a bite at a time thing, and I start force ranking what's most important. So if I were in your shoes, or if you were my daughter and you came and sat down and said, Dad, this is what I'm facing, I would say the most important thing in this whole discussion is the two of you get married as soon as possible. And the second most important thing in the discussion is that you get out of debt. And the third most important thing in the discussion, and it's third, it's not first, the tail doesn't wag the dog, is you go get this certification and you enter this career field. If it means you delay the start of this school 1 year, fine. If it means you find other ways to pay for it because you find a hospital that desperately wants to sign you to a 3-year contract when you finish your training and they will pay for your training, good, go get that. If there's another scholarship out there by a ultrasound company that makes the machine and they want people certified, so they're pushing scholarships out there for the certifications, and that enables you to go in January, fine. But if you can't go in January because you do life well, and it means you start a year later, do life well first.
Yeah. For sure. So you would just completely ignore the fact that I'm still getting financial aid, and that would go away when
I am not
married.
going to build my life around the welfare system.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I would not delay this in order to get free money. That's wrong motivation. I've never seen anyone that becomes vastly successful in their life because of a government program. I've never met anybody, and I've been walking around this earth a long time. I've never met a soul that said a government program made me prosperous.
And the chances of a Pell Grant covering $60,000, slim to none. So that's the other part, is the reality of it. It's not, do I do this for free with grants or go into student loan debt? It's, okay, if I'm going to pause and delay.
We're not going into student loan debt. We're paying cash.
It's off the
for
table.
It.
So that might mean it does take a year or two to save up. And
we
cash
both
flow
work
that.
like we both work like complete crazy people, and we pile up cash. And like a lot of people who are newly married in their early 20s, in order to hit a goal, you just tear it up, baby. You get her done. You get after it. That's what people do. That's why they give young people energy. Go get it. That's what I would do. No, I would not plan my wife around Pell Grant system, for God's sakes.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade Warshaw. Listen, summer spending adds up so fast between vacations and road trips and camp fees and events and all the extra gas and grocery runs. Money can get tight before you know it. To really get your money under control and keep it that way, you're going to need a plan. And that's what you'll get with the Every Dollar Budget app. It helps you track your spending, free up cash to put toward debt and savings, and it's the simplest way to make a plan for your money before the month begins. So, no more wondering where your money's going. You're telling it where to go. Download Every Dollar in the App Store or Google Play and start for free today.
Lisa is in Phoenix. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, I just had a quick question on, I have added a new rescue dog to my household, which has now required me to get a larger vehicle. And I need to try and figure out what is a reasonable budget.
What kind of dog did you get that requires a car?
This makes 3, but he's a American Bulldog. He's 130 pounds.
Goodness gracious.
And how often do you haul him?
That's my size.
How often do you haul him?
Well, we do a lot. Our family, we live on the West Coast. Our family is East Coast, Midwest. So we do a lot of road trips. And I've had him for about 6 months. And him and the other 2 dogs there's not enough room in the back of the car. So I've been having to rent larger vehicles to go visit family. Like once every couple months.
You have children?
I do not. These are basically my kids.
Yeah, I can tell. I think you're the first person I ever talked to who bought a car for a dog.
The dog's
I don't
free.
think that's ever happened to me
That's the funny
before.
part. The dog is free, but the car, that's going to cost you.
So, okay. So you're thinking about buying a car. Okay. So do you have the cash to pay for the car you're thinking about?
I do. I have been saving.
And how much is this car?
Well, I don't. Well, I was budgeting like 15 to 20, but I'm finding what he fits in with the other 2 and enough space for luggage. We're gonna have to go. They're turning out to be like more close to 40, which hurts my heart to have to spend that much money. But I think it's necessary. But I don't know if that's
$40,000 dog.
Well,
I'm so confused why.
Okay, anyway,
it takes $40,000.
It doesn't.
To haul.
You can buy a $15,000 version of that same exact car that you're looking at for $40,000. It's called older. Anyway, so do you have the how much do you have cash to put down or to pay cash?
Cash, I have like 80 in the bank.
Okay, and what's your household income?
I make 180.
And you're single?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to buy a $40,000 car, regardless of the reason. If you have the cash and you want to buy a $40,000 car, do you have any other debt?
Just my mortgage.
Okay, good.
That's it.
If you're paying cash for a car and it's less than half your annual income and it's not brand new, unless you're a millionaire, then and you want to buy the car, buy the car.
Just to spend the money. It's not a dumb decision. I just don't want to put myself in a financial.
It's not a dumb decision unless it's more than half your annual income and you're not paying cash for it and you have other debt and so on. Now, the thing you keep in mind and the thing that's bothering you in the back of your mind is we all know that cars go down in value like crazy. And the car you're driving right now is worth what?
I drive a 2013 Terrain. I've had it for 10 years.
What's it worth?
So it's worth like $5,000.
Yeah. Okay. So your $40,000 purchase in a few years is probably going to be worth $5,000. That's what cars do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're turning 40 into 5. Over time, you'll get some use out of it, some enjoyment out of it. But you make 180, you have 80 in the bank. You can afford to turn 40 into 5 and not go broke and really not severely limit or screw up your life in some way. It's not crazy. I would point out to you that your reason for doing this is sketchy.
It's sketchy.
Okay? The fact that you want to spend $40,000 for a rescue dog to ride to your mama's in the Midwest is sketchy, okay? You could rent a car a whole lot of times for that. And I love that you love animals. I'm an animal lover. George is an animal lover. We love our puppies. Me and Bella, the 12-pound bear dog, we walk every morning. I love my dog. And so all of this, we love our dogs. I'm with you on that. I get it. And but I'll be honest, I hadn't spent $40,000 on Bella.
Would you recommend? So that's for like a 2022 Toyota Sequoia.
I just want you to reframe this and go, I want the car. And the dog can ride in it. It's just bothering me that you're going to spend $40,000 to ride a rescue dog around.
The dog could sit in a horse trailer in the back. It doesn't care. I'm also confused
a horse.
How you
He's
carry
150 pounds.
She must
put
work
a saddle on that guy.
Lisa's got to be ripped to be able to carry a 130-pound English bulldog.
They're great dogs too. So we love you, kiddo. We're laughing with you. You have the money. If it's what you want to do with your money, you've worked hard, go get the car. That's fine. I personally would have to reset the narrative in my head because I couldn't.
I need a better car. My car is old. And byproduct.
One of the things I do is I enjoyed loading the dogs up and going across the country. That's one of the things I enjoy doing. And that's okay. But I can't. It started with, I got to buy a car for this dog. No, I can't go there. That one is not.
The dog needs captain chairs with ventilated seats. It requested that.
Homeward bound. Yeah.
That dog is living a good life.
Run along beside.
I just want to know, that dog was eating like a king to be 130 pounds.
No, they're stocky little suckers.
Goodness gracious.
They're good little dogs.
That's impressive.
I like it. That's fun. It's fun talking to you, Lisa. Thank you. Enjoy the car. Pick out something you feel good about and buy it for you. And a part of you is that you enjoy taking care of this rescue dog, and that's a good thing.
That dog is living its best life with Lisa. I'll tell you that much. Got a brand new car out of the deal.
Wait till he goes back to the shelter and goes, hey, guys, look what I got.
My previous owner had a much nicer car, I got to say. Oh, man. That's fun.
Go back for a visit. Just wheel up in the
Sequoia.
In the Sequoia. Look what I got, guys.
Oh man.
Carter is in San Antonio. Hey Carter, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
Yes, sir. So I recently graduated with my master's about 6 months ago. And so I'm looking at my finances now. And I'm in a pickle. I'm making some life changes to help with the repayments of loans. But I wanted to know if there's a scenario where consolidation is best.
If you lower the interest rates.
Yeah.
What's your master's in?
Because I have interest rates, healthcare administration.
Are you working in it?
I am, yes.
Good. What are you making?
105.
What's your student loan debt?
147.
Woo!
Yeah.
You overpaid for that master's, baby. All right, but we're there now.
I do. Well, that also includes undergrad. And so there's a $90,000 program for grad school. So, but still.
Yeah, you overpaid for it. Yeah, that's okay. You got it. Yeah. It's in the rearview mirror. Let's go. Let's get it paid off. So you're going to be living on beans and rice and get rid of that degree cost.
Yeah.
Tear into it because there is no debt consolidation where they pay you.
Oh, that's true.
There's only ones where you pay $147,000 and it goes away. That's what you need to concentrate on. And so your interest rate's not your problem. Your big butt loan is your problem.
And you will lose the ability to do the debt snowball because you'll just have one giant loan. So you're not going to feel as much progress. If you kept it separated and just attacked it.
What are your interest rates on these things, Carter?
Ranging from 2.2% to 18.25%.
Okay. You can choose. How many of them are private?
5 of them are. So
Okay.
$20,000 of it is private.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably your 18s, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Well, your privates, you're probably not going to. If you can get the privates consolidated and get rid of the 18s, that's going to be fine. But I don't want to roll that 2.2 into a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick and choose, and you leave the low interest rates alone, and you don't have to roll them all together. But you do have to separate the privates from the federally insured. And of the federally insured, you get one time to do this and make sure every single loan you do roll in and consolidate lowers the rate. Don't roll the 2 up and the 8 down to 6. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Hey, George Kamel here. So you're thinking about buying or selling your home. It's exciting, but there's a lot to think about, and all those decisions can feel overwhelming. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to tackle the process alone. Ramsey's Real Estate Home Base is the place to find all of your free tools and resources for help to get prepared to buy or sell your home with confidence. You'll find calculators, start-to-finish guides, a podcast, and even an in-depth video course hosted by yours truly. What's not to love? So if you're ready to take the next steps toward your home goals, go to RamseySolutions.com/real estate. That's RamseySolutions.com/real estate.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Mark and Tegan are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome. Where do you live?
Bay City, Michigan. It's about 2 hours north of Detroit.
Very cool. Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And you came to do a debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
$140,000 in about 5 years.
Yep.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
Started out around 65, 70,000 combined, and now we're up to about 120,000.
Good for you guys. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a court recorder for our circuit court in our Bay County area.
Yeah.
And I am an on-air announcer at a local news station.
Great. Very cool. Good for you guys. How fun. What kind of debt was the $140,000?
Well, I had student loans, about $61,000, and then we had the mortgage as well.
Yep.
Whoa!
$79,000 mortgage.
You have a paid-off house.
That's
we
right.
do indeed.
I'm looking at weird people.
You're dang right.
I like it. Way to go. And what's this house worth, weird people?
It's around 120, 130.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. And what do you get in Bay City, Michigan for $120,000?
Well, it's a little 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, small.
About a half acre, though.
Yeah.
So you can get a bigger size house with less property, too.
Yeah. And it wasn't, the nicest house on the block, but Mark's pretty handy and his family's handy as well, so we were able to fix it up and make it a nice home.
Yeah. How long you guys been married?
Just shy of 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. So you bought it and started the process of paying off the student loans and paying off the house.
Yep.
Bought a modest home with some fix-up, get your foot in the door, and now it's 100% paid for. You're 100% debt-free.
Yes.
And you're how old?
27.
Yep.
27, and you make $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
So all of you people out there who say there's an affordability crisis, that you'll never be able to buy a house in America today, Mark and Tegan said, hold my beer. So look at what they did. That's pretty stinking incredible, y'all. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. So you're dating and talking about this apparently because it starts immediately after you're married. Tell us the story.
Yeah, so basically, around the time that we got engaged, I was graduating from college, and I had the student loans, on my shoulder. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to have to start working on paying these off. And we started to make a plan. I didn't really know what to do. I was really stressed about it, actually. And so I felt like I was just going to be carrying these with me for a really long time and not knowing where to start. And so
I was like, well, haven't you heard? She was upset. We were in the car. We were just driving along one day, and she's pretty upset about it. And I was like, Tegan, haven't you ever heard of Dave Ramsey? And she's like, yeah.
I've heard of him, but I've never listened to him.
Yeah, and I grew up listening to your show on our local radio station with my dad whenever we'd be working. So I was like, oh, well, you got $60,000. That's nothing. We could pay that off in no time. I've heard people on this show that have paid off way more than that.
I've heard way worse.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I was like, this is nothing. Literally.
Gave you hope.
Yeah, it
You're
definitely did.
easily worth that.
Yes.
Right.
Most definitely. And so we started making a plan to hopefully get them paid off in 2 years, and we ended up doing that in around 13 months, just over a year.
Yeah, just barely over a year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep, had the 60
Yep.
grand. So then we kind of slowed down to pay the house off, and then the last year we were kind of like, what are we doing? So we're
Yeah.
like, let's just pay this off. We literally, why don't we do it? So
Turned it up to 11 at the end there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we were actually cash flowing him getting a bachelor's degree as well
Yep.
while we were working on the house.
Yep. So I got a bachelor's in personal finance now, and I work at a community college, so that helped me along the way. I got a discount for the associate's degree stuff.
So how many 27-year-old friends have a paid-for house?
None. Not very many.
None.
Yep.
We're fortunate.
Hard to not jump up and down and make a big deal about it, but it's a good idea.
Did your friends know about this? Was it a kind of an open?
Oh yeah, we were very open about it, especially when I was paying off my student loans because we had to say no to a lot of things. Being able to go out to dinner, all the fun events cost money, and so we had to say no to things along the way. And I think our friends were really aware of it, but they were really supportive. And so it would be coming over to our house and making dinner at our house, and they'd bring a dessert, that kind of thing, to be able to still hang out with everybody and make it happen.
Saving everybody money.
Yeah.
Very old
potluck.
school.
Yes.
We're going to eat at home together.
Yeah.
And have a community, have a potluck. Oh my gosh, very old. I love it.
Yeah.
Very old school. Good stuff. Way to go, you guys. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks for everything you do, too.
Your
Yeah.
parents had to be just jumping up and down cheering you on.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Was there anybody that looked at y'all and said you're crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a low interest rate on the mortgage,
Yes.
so
Oh.
we had quite a few.
So everyone went, "Are you kidding me, dude? You can
Yes.
invest that instead of paying down your mortgage."
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear them now.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
So-
they all sound like that for some reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's always a
the
dude.
flex that bros.
It's always a dude.
I wouldn't
Oh my
do that if
gosh.
I were you. Oh.
What was
Yeah.
your rate?
2.65.
Oh my goodness! What are you
Yeah.
gonna do now? You have a 0%
I
rate
know.
with no payment.
I
I
kind of
don't
liked
know.
having that payment at the first of the month,
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah,
You
fun.
miss
You know. Yeah. No.
Oh, this is the house. That's
Yeah,
a
if
great
you're
house.
watching, if you're watching on
hey,
YouTube
yeah.
or Spotify, you can check it
Solid
out.
brick home. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, about half acre of property.
So what, 1960s vintage probably?
Yeah.
Yep. 61.
Yeah, that's what it looks like construction, yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Solid home.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. And keep a picture of that, show your grandkids, and go, that's where it all started, and now you're multimillionaires.
Will do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Will
very
do.
cool. This is where Grandpa and Grandma started this thing. And back in the day,
Yep.
back in 26, we paid it off. Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. Way to go, you guys.
Thank
Way
you.
to go. How's it feel to be 100% free 5 years into marriage?
Very good.
Indescribable.
Very good.
Like when we didn't have the payment for the first month, we were both just kind of like looked at each other like, oh, this is so weird.
You're just
Like we don't have to
bored
plan
now.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels great to like buy name brand foods at the grocery
Yeah.
store and like not feel guilty going out,
Freeing up that space in the budget was really nice because we find that we save so much quicker too,
Yeah.
so we can plan for things in the future because we're not paying for things in the past. And that's just
Amen. That'll preach.
Yeah, that's a T-shirt right there.
Yes.
I like it. So good stuff. All right, what's the secret to 5 years of marriage, being this happy and having your house paid off and everything? What do you tell people? How did you do that?
I feel
I was gonna say many things.
we get along so well, but I feel like we both have patience for each other to be able to listen and like hear each other out. And so when we're making plans for things, we can really talk things through.
Yeah,
And
and
that's really helpful.
She's mostly like right all the time, as they say. So whenever I have these big, bright ideas that are off the path, she'd kind of guide me back in, because that was how it went a lot of the times. I'm the spender, she's the saver. So we have that relationship, and a lot of it's just keeping your eyes on your goals and not looking at what other people have. We don't care about their goal. It's not going to help me any, just keep an eye on your own, what you have going on, and on your goals in general, because you don't realize what's going on. It happens so fast,
Yeah. Yeah.
So you stayed out of the restaurants, and you stayed out of trips.
Mm-hmm.
You bought a modest home that you could pay for very, very quickly.
Yep.
And that was your stepping stone. Now you'll be able to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And so there was a level of sacrificing to win in your story.
Yeah.
A whole lot of what y'all did was just, we're going to not do this so we can do this later. We're not going to do this so we can do this later.
Yep.
It's live like no one else so that later you can live, and you did it. You really did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it in your story.
cool.
That's very, very cool. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Very good. That's a
I
power.
like
That's a
this.
power couple right there.
Most people live in mediocrity for 50 years because they're unwilling to sacrifice for 5.
Yeah.
And you guys did the opposite. You went, what if we sacrifice for 5 so the next 50 is wide open? All the options in the world. So proud of you guys.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Mark and Tegan, Bay City, Michigan, $140,000 paid off. By the way, that's the house and everything. 27 years old with a paid-for house. Not only did they purchase a home, but they paid for it. Did all of this in the first 5 years of marriage, making $65,000 to $120,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Yeah!
Oh,
Boom!
that's true love right there.
That's as good as it gets, man.
They're like a joy bomb. So fun to talk to. Look at that. They doubled their income. They bought a modest house. Median home price is $420,000. Everyone's up in arms. They went, all right, we don't have to buy the median home. There's homes out there we can afford.
They bought they bought a house that's worth $120,000 today.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth that when they bought it. They fixed it up.
Pretty incredible.
Interesting. Things that make you
There's
go,
hope.
Hey guys, Dave Ramsey here. Every day on this show, we help people work through real money problems and figure out what to do next. Now, you can get that same kind of help anytime with Ask Ramsey. Ask your money question and get answers built on Ramsey principles we use on the show. Whether you're making a decision or just want something explained, Ask Ramsey is here to help. It's fast, simple, and free to use. Go to RamseySolutions.com and try Ask Ramsey today. That's RamseySolutions.com. Our scripture of the day, Luke 6:31. However you wish to be treated by others is how you should treat everyone else. Duke Ellington said, a problem is a chance for you to do your best. Well, there we go. Folks, if you're buying or selling a home and you're thinking about buying real estate, the average first-time home buyer is paying $199,000 for their home right now. That's the average in America. That includes $1 million in California, and that includes $60,000 in Bay City, Michigan. So you can kind of figure those in, and that's how you get to $199,000. If you wanted a trusted real estate agent in your corner that knows their stuff, if you're selling or buying, that's a good idea, by the way. Not someone that got their license 3 weeks ago and then just said, oh, remember, we're friends. No, that's not what you need. You need somebody that's an actual professional that does like a lot of transactions and knows what the flip they're doing. A Ramsey trusted agent that we have vetted, that we've done the due diligence on, you can find them for free at RamseySolutions.com/agent. Jeff's in Sacramento, California. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, I had my own handyman business. My wife and I had a couple of kids at the time, and it was struggling. We were struggling to make ends meet month to month. God always provided, but it was hard to feel like I could get ahead with that. And at that time, my father-in-law was actually a piano tuner, a successful one. And since I grew up in a very musical family, I decided to learn the trade and do it on the side. And so I started tuning pianos on the side just to bring in a little extra each month. And it actually grew fast. And before long, it became a full-time thing for me, which I'm super thankful for. Fast forward 10 years, it's turned into a very successful business. But here's my struggle. When people ask me what I do for a living now, I have this embarrassment to say that I tune pianos. I don't say it with much confidence. I'm very proud of what I do. And the business
do you make a good living?
I make around $200 to $230 a year.
Who gives a crap what people think?
Yeah.
You're making $250,000 a year. There's a lot of lawyers that don't make that. And they should be ashamed.
Right.
Not you.
Yes, I'm very proud of it. I think I have this stereotype of what piano tuners are in my head. I remember the piano tuner coming to our house, and I
what's the stereotype? That they're broke?
Yeah, they're not very successful. And it's still that way. A lot of them, most of them.
Well, it's like we live in Nashville. In Nashville, George and I live here, and it's like, how do you get the next country music star's attention? Waiter.
Yeah.
It's a stereotype, right? Everybody in Nashville sings except me. I'm the only one here that doesn't sing.
And Rachel.
Everyone else sings.
I've heard Rachel try.
Rachel does not sing. Please, God, don't let Rachel sing. But
so is this in your head,
There's a tune and a bucket and something. No, the point is, this stereotype is right. The stereotype's based on something. If you live in L.A., how do you get the next actor's attention? A waiter, right? What are you doing? I'm an extra on a commercial. What does that even mean? But it means you wait tables is what it means. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're doing that to get your career started. If that's you, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just making fun of you. It's a stereotype. And that's where that comes from. It's a generalization. So the difference is you're highly successful. I don't know. I don't know how to tell you.
There's a lot.
I'm not ashamed at all for you. I think you're awesome. So I don't want you to be. I don't know how to defend you.
When people ask what I do and I have to say YouTuber, there's a stereotype there. They don't know that it's popular.
They think
don't
you have
care.
a cat that chases lasers.
Or a guy that, sells Pokemon cards and he makes $300,000 a year, but you go, wow, you sell Pokemon cards? So people are always going to have opinions, and these people probably aren't in your circle, right? The people that actually care, that you love, probably are so proud of you and couldn't give a rip what you do. You're more than that.
So, yeah. I don't know how to teach you to reframe it if it were me, because I get where you're coming from, but I'm proud of you that you killed it. You obviously have business acumen to go with your ability to tune pianos. Pretty incredible. So maybe you reframe it by, okay, here's how I did it when I went broke. I filed bankruptcy because I was stupid and went into debt. There's a certain amount of shame that goes with that, a stereotype that goes with that. And so what I had to reframe was, okay, who cares? The people that care don't care. In your case, okay, and in my case. The people that care about me don't care if I went bankrupt. They care about me and my family. My kids don't care. My grandkids now don't care. My wife doesn't care. The people that are all upset about it aren't people that I care about. And so I had to reset. Who do I need? I need to impress the right people and not be worried about impressing the wrong people. Who gets a vote in this? And I can guarantee you that your father-in-law taught you the trade, right?
That's right. Yeah.
He's proud of you, which by definition means his daughter, your wife, is. Your kids are eating really well. You've built an unusually high-paying. I would have never guessed you were going to tell me that much money on income because of the stereotype.
Right.
So, among piano tuners, you are the elite.
Well, I feel like that's the part that I feel like I have to share with people when I say I'm a piano tuner. I want to follow it up with, but just so you know, I make really good money.
Yeah,
in order
that's
to
fine.
feel
I'm probably the most highly paid piano tuner you'll ever meet.
Now, if you said I run a piano tuning business, does that have a different ring to it, or I'm a multi-generational piano tuning business? That's pretty
definitely.
cool. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it if you just said, I tune pianos for a living. That's incredible. Something you love to do. You get paid well to do it.
I get it. You're standing around at some party and you're holding a glass. Everybody's got a glass. What do you do?
I'm an engineer.
What do you do? What do you do? It's hard for me to explain what I do to this day.
I still don't know what you do.
I can't decide if I'm an author or I was a radio guy for a while and I still am, but now I'm a YouTuber.
To YouTuber.
I'm an old YouTuber.
I think CEO of Ramsey Solutions. That's a pretty cool title.
There we go. I'm the CEO of Ramsey Solutions.
You're an entrepreneur. That's what all the kids say
I'm
these
the
days.
CEO. I am, actually, but nobody gives a rip. It's hilarious.
I'll always care. I'll always care about you. No matter what you do, I'll
Thank
be
you,
there.
George.
And you're a great, you taught me how to water ski.
Oh, there we go. I got a fallback.
Add that.
I got a side hustle
to your LinkedIn resume.
The Dave Ramsey water ski class.
If you can teach me how to do that, you should win a Nobel Peace Prize.
I've taught people that didn't think they could float how to do that, man. That's
but it is,
story for another
it
day.
just goes to show that people put a lot of stake into their work and their identity.
I think it's an interesting question.
Yeah, no matter what it was, piano tuner, whatever.
Yeah.
If you work
Honestly, when I hear in Nashville that you're a musician, I automatically assume that you're an unsuccessful musician.
Oh, unsuccessful.
I automatically assume that.
Wow.
And like if I hear, what do you do? I'm a songwriter. Okay. You and everybody else, have you written anything I might have heard of? Now I'm starting to figure out if you really are making a living.
I'm an
doing
actor.
this, right?
Have I seen your work?
Yeah. Have I seen your work? There it is. That's good, George. I like that.
Have you seen the Campbell soup commercial? I was in that, But it is, you never know. So it's interesting. It really it's a social experiment to see what people assume based on your field.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to what Deloney talks about all the time. Who are you giving a vote? And it's almost humorous that I don't want you to figure it out.
Yep.
If I'm him.
Well,
like
eventually
I'm staying at
they'll
a
go,
party going, I make 3 times what you do in my head.
You see the house he had? Look at that car. He's a piano tuner?
Who knew?
How does he? Yeah. He must have a trust fund. No, he's just really good at his job.
Like what's the movie about the hitman? I'm a house painter.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that
good.
one? Yeah, that's good, yeah. Not true about the piano tuner, though. I'm just saying. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.